feel like the energy is off or whatever. Hey girl, hey, welcome to my very first tea talk. It's kind of like a open journal format where I discuss topics, specifically things that are inspiring, empowering, and truthful to me and in my life. So yeah, like just a bunch of chit chat, girl time, boy time too. Let's get into the tea, literally. My tea for today, honestly, I showed y'all the packet because I don't know. My aunt purchased that tea for me when I was sick with COVID around Christmas. And that tea, I don't even think there's tea in it actually. I looked at the ingredients just now and realized that there is no tea in it. But there is cane sugar, honey, and ginger. So if you want to add a tea to it, then you can add tea to it. But with that packet by itself, like you literally need to add no sugar or no honey. I just added a little bit of honey just because today, and I love that honey. So now let's get into the piping hot tea. So what is today's topic? Are you a good friend? With a little bit of focus on forced friendships, friendships that have dissolved, and why have they dissolved? Are you the problem? Girl. So a little story time, okay? You know, we got to get into the background. We got to get personal. And let me just say this up front. None of these videos or no videos on my channel are intended to be messy in any way, shape, or form. That is not the direction in which I'm going in my life. I just want to be very brutally honest because I don't feel like we have enough of that. And that's kind of why this platform is also here. Okay, open journal, being free to say whatever it is that you want to say, free to let it out, release it, girl. Like, is you or is you not a real friend, sis? What's tea? Okay, so first of all, why is this question being asked? So I asked this question because over the past couple years of me being a COVID long hauler and being ill during the deepest, darkest time of my life, I've had a lot of dissolved relationships. You know, just friendships or just relationships that where I was really close with people, and those relationships they no longer exist. I was just like, I went through this whole phase of, I'm in this moment of depression, I'm sick, I'm in the deepest, darkest moment of my life. Like, why is nobody there for me? Like, why are those people, those same people who I poured into, why aren't they pouring into me? I know it's a pandemic. I was just throwing out excuses. It's a pandemic. You know, everything is magnified times 10. And so I was just like, okay, maybe it's that. And then I got to a point, you know, where I had started therapy and stuff. I started questioning myself, like, are you a good friend? What could you do better? I think it's a good and a bad, but it's definitely a flaw that I self-critique myself, like, to the extreme. I was like, so what can I do better? Like, am I the problem? And am I really the problem? Because it was so many friendships, you know, so many relationships where they were just, it was like pre-pandemic, I saw my life one way. I was hanging around, my circle consisted of XYZ. And then all of a sudden it was just like, poof, be gone. These folks were gone. That's the backstory. Let me first answer the question. Do I consider myself a good friend? Absolutely. Absolutely. This may sound biased for some people. Like, again, I'm gonna keep it real 100 with y'all. I feel like I have been my entire life just naturally loyal to people. And so that's just a characteristic of mine that I feel like is a great asset. But because I love so hard, I also hurt so hard. It's also made me guarded throughout my life previously. Not now, but previously. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not perfect by a long shot. I have made some mistakes in my friendships. You know what I mean? Like for instance, with my best friend, we're still best friends. We've been best friends since we've been 15. So it's so funny, we had this discussion recently, but there was a moment in time in her life that I felt guilty for a very long time, for years. I don't even know if she knows this. I think I apologized for it though, like years later, because we had gone through, you know, when you're in a relationship that long, like you go through some things. It's like a regular relationship, you go through things. And so we always come around, and like after we've grown and we come back to each other, and it's just very refreshing. I felt super guilty for not being there for her in a moment where I felt like she needed me. Like there were things that I did, but she always does like these grand, this is her thing. She has a knack for doing things. She has a knack for like these grand gestures, and I don't. I show my love and my loyalty in different ways. But this moment, I just felt like she deserved a grand gesture from me. And I wasn't able to give that. And so I felt guilty for it. And so both of us are really into being centered and focused on our mental health. And we were just discussing how, like, how we have compassion for people that may not be able to give us what we need because they just can't give it. Like I can't be mad at her if I'm going through a deep dark moment in my life and she's not able to support me in the way in which I feel like she needs to support me. Like, yeah, like we going through, like I'm going through some stuff, she going through some stuff. She understands and gets it if today I feel like I just can't get out of bed because she knows what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I know what she's going through. So my expectation is not, hey, yo, like if she does something, then it's like icing on the cake. It's just that way now. Like we just understand and have compassion. That's a moment in time where I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I let my friend down. But otherwise, outside of that, as far as being a good friend, being somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that's loyal, somebody that's got your back when you ain't there, having a sense of integrity, that's me. Like that's me. Yeah. So let's dive a little deeper into this thing. Like, what's the conclusion? What did I conclude about all these failed relationships and friendships in my life? I'm on a spiritual journey that can be a very lonely place because a lot of people in my community and the community that I grew up in don't seek therapy, don't have a strong desire to evolve themselves. Like, we're taught to strive after the American dream, and so we chase the money and we do all of that stuff, and all of that. I've done all of those things, and all of those things just cause me stress. I just learned and evolved and learned that I wanted something that was, I wanted to manifest a different life, not the lifestyle that I was taught to chase after all of my life. It's been 12 years of me doing deep emotional work to unlearn behaviors, to just, you know, I want to be the healthiest me that I possibly can be and live the most fulfilling life, and mentally and physically. And with that being said, and there not being a lot of people out there that I have encountered like that, I just feel like I outgrew certain people in my life. And so that was the conclusion that I came to when I reflect back on those friendships, and like, what would I do right now today, the me that I am right now, if I were still in those relationships. And I look back on how toxic some of them were, how toxic some of those people are, how much pain that those people are in to have wanted to cause me a particular level of pain. Why were some people disloyal or unloyal to me? You got certain things going on in your life and that's your lifestyle, then I mean, you showed me the signs a long time ago and I didn't listen. So these are all the things that I've experienced during the time that I have been in this deep dark space. And I was just like, yo, like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm glad that it happened. It forced me to dive deeper into myself. It forced me to know what kind of friends I want to be around. I think also what I learned from this journey is how not to be bitter too. You know, that things come to an end, and it's a new chapter. We look at it as a negative instead of understanding it's a new chapter in our life. So we should be excited, you know what I mean? You have your moment, you have your time to grieve that relationship in its end, but then be excited. Don't stay there that long. Be excited about what's to come. What did you learn from the situation of the friendship dissolving? You know what I mean? So that was the biggest thing for me, is just not being bitter, not having any hate in my heart, not closing my heart off again to be guarded so that I can't allow anybody else in. No. I don't want to go the rest of my life doing that, because people gonna hurt you all day long, every day. And when that happens, you can't guard your heart. You can't just close it off. You know, I used to be like that for a long time, and I missed out on a lot of blessings. And then lastly, I wanted to discuss forced friendships. Like, okay, for instance, I've been married to my husband for almost 20 years. He has a significant number of friends in his circle. His friends have significant others, and so, you know, like, if you cool with your friends, you want your wifey, your whoever, girlfriend, whatever, you want them to be cool or whatever, or you want to go out on double dates, you want to do all these things as you grow older. Yeah, like, my husband is so funny, because probably when we were 5 years into our marriage, he used to always ask me, can we go on double dates? And this is during my time where I could probably be real stubborn, where I was just like, yeah, no new friends. Evolved to a place where I wanted to make my husband happy as well. And so I wanted to do some things that he wanted to do with his friends. And so I bit the bullet, and we would go on double dates. And some of those double dates didn't go well. And when I say that, it's like, I'm a real respectable person, but I felt like, you know, when there's no connection, and then it's like, it's a waste of my precious time. I've been through way too much at this. Listen, I'm about to be 40. Listen, I'm about to be 40 years old. But over the last 2 years, I have no patience for anybody that is going to waste my time. I'm not doing anything where I feel like I could potentially waste my precious time. I could be doing self-care stuff. I could be doing meaningful and fulfilling. I'm not doing it. Like I said, y'all gotta understand, it's been almost 20 years, and I've been dealing with this for almost that amount of time. And going out with all these different people, that's not my personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a people person. So all for meeting new people now. That I have come a long way, child. I didn't want to meet nobody new. I'm ready to meet new people, but your energy our energy's gonna have to match in order for me to, like, I'm checking you out. I'm checking like, is it worth my time to even go on this double date? I feel like the energy is off or whatever. But my husband's so sweet. He just want he wants stuff that ain't realistic, okay? These forced relationships, like, we had a discussion about this, is like, on my journey now, like, that's not for me. You know, I'm all for meeting new people, but they gonna have to be contenders, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna have to match my energy. It ain't gonna be like I'm just not doing it, okay? There are some people that I became close with after a while, and they was never contenders to begin with, but I let my guard down because my husband was in my ear enforcing it, and it wasn't something that was organic from the beginning. So it's gonna have to be organic, you know. It's gonna have to be that, or it's not gonna happen. I say that to say, when you evolve to a particular place in your life, you might be friends with your girlfriends, and they have friends outside of you, and everybody forcing people to try to be cool. And yeah, you could be cool because we grown. We not beefing. We grown, right? But if you know these two people don't rock and they not on that same level, that same energy level, stop trying to force that. And you don't even waste your time, because you already know, like, what is the point of going somewhere when you know there's going to be an energy shift that's not in a positive way? Like, don't even do that to yourself. So that's why I say that, is because I've been through this for a long time, and I had to get to a space where I had to speak to my husband. Like, we had to have a healthy conversation about it, and he totally understood. He knew where I was in my life at that time. Sis, don't do it. Bruh, don't do it, because it's just not worth it. These forced friendships, these forced relationships, like, stop forcing it. Let it be organic. yes, this was fun. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Again, thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next tea talk. Cheers.